Welcome back to Free Friday. This is Jason Ricci, your harmonica teacher for this week, for this day, whatever it is. Maybe it's your first time here. If it's your first time here, we do this every single Friday, another free harmonica lesson. We've been doing it for a long time. There are hundreds of free harmonica lessons, harmonica-related product reviews, and other stuff all right here. Let's get going, though. So what are we doing today? We're doing that. We're doing some chicken picking. Well, what the heck is chicken picking? Well, I think it's a guitar expression, right? Because of the picking. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Whatever it is, I know what they meant. Show me how to play some fast country licks, right? So we're going to do that. That's a request via my Patreon patrons. Thank you so much, patrons. You're the ones supporting this. You're the ones that are keeping these videos happening every Friday, no matter how busy I get. Speaking of Patreon patrons, Amy Rister has been asking about Terry McMillan, about how do I put a little blues in my country. Well, I'm no expert on Terry McMillan, and I'm afraid no matter what, Amy, I'm going to let you down. But I'm going to try anyhow to give you a little bit of insight into how we can incorporate a little bit of that bluesy sound into our country. So let's do it. Without further ado, here we go. So since we're talking about country music, it's really impossible for us to discuss this subject without mentioning note choices. So we're going to pick a scale because what is a scale? It's a group of notes. A scale is no different than an arpeggio or a lick even. It's just a group of notes. It's a group of notes that we agree does something, has a feel, has a certain ethnicity to it. Maybe it's pretty, maybe it's sad. It has these adjectives that go with it, right? But it's a group of notes that we agree we're going to try to stay in for the most part. We might deviate a little bit after we've learned how to stay in it, preferably, but we're going to try. We're going to stay in there to try to create this mood. So the first thing you're going to have to do, if you're just arriving here, if you've never seen any of my videos before, is check out the links below to the major pentatonic scale. What's the scale? 2 draw, 3 double bend, 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 blow, 6 blow. And then down. It's a really, really wonderful scale because it only has 1 bend in it, and it's not too hard. That bend, of course, is 3 double bend, which can be a little tricky. Here's the good news. You don't have to hit that bend perfectly. We're in a major key. I can go. And speaking on the subject of putting a little blues in our country, the only thing that's going to happen is if I hit that note a little sharp and I get something between a 2, a 3 double bend, and a flat third, a 3 half step bend, all I'm doing is putting a little blues in my country. Now there's a couple of notes below, 1 draw and 2 blow. So I have same 3 notes an octave higher as 4 draw, 5 blow, and 6 blow. So the other great thing about scales is they teach us where all of the octaves are of each note on the harmonica. It's a lot easier than sitting there and memorizing, okay,
well, 1 blow is the same as 4 blow, 4 blow is the same as 7 blow, 7 blow is the same as 10 blow, 2 blow is the same as 5 blow, 5 blow is...
How did I learn all that? How do I know all that? Well, I learned a lot of it from running scales. In the beginning, I learned some of it by ear, and sometimes I was wrong. That's the problem with learning by ear. But if we spend time and we study scales, we will eventually learn where every single octave of every single note is on this thing. Bends, overblows, regular blows, draws, everything. All right, what's up above that? It's really easy. 6 blow, 6 draw, 7 draw, 8 draw, 8 blow, 9 blow. Even Terry McMillan was influenced by Charlie McCoy, but he put a little extra stuff in there. What was it? Check out my video on the Mixolydian mode. It's a C major scale that starts on G. So it starts on 2 draw, 3 double bend, 3 draw, 4 blow, 4 draw, 5 blow, 5 draw, 6 blow. And of course you can go lower. So there's where some of the blues comes in because of this 5 draw and 2 double bend. Nine blow, 9 draw. So if I want, I can add in that scale to put a little bit of darkness, a little bit of tension, a little bit of blues. If I want to get crazy, I can employ some of what I call the mixed up Lydian, which is a name I gave to the group of notes that Pat Ramsey used all the time, and a lot of other blues, especially guitar players. So it's a mixed up Lydian, it's a Mixolydian scale with a 4 draw bend and a 3 half step. So if you put it all together, you get that. So if that seems too much to process right now, just realize there's videos below, lots of them. You can go back, you can check them. Man, y'all feel free to pause this video. Pause it right now. Go back, rewind, go, what the heck did he just do? How did he do that? Start simple. What was the first scale that I gave you? Now remember, one of the most important things you can do is limit yourself to 1 octave. One of the other most important things you can do is limit yourself to just 3 notes or 1 note or 2 notes. So one of the things I'm going to do in this lesson today is talk about rhythm. So one of the great things about concentrating on rhythm is I get to close some other programs. I'm going to close my harmony program. I'm going to close my melody program. What is music? Melody, rhythm, and harmony. So if I've closed the harmony program and I've closed the melody program, well, now I got more bandwidth for just the rhythm program. I can focus on one thing. So the scale is one part. That's the country flavor. Now, don't get mad, Amy, but that's some Charlie McCoy type of stuff. All right, but I've regressed a little bit. I want to talk about just using 1 octave or just a few notes. So the most important thing about chicken picking or country playing, besides picking notes that are related to country music, is the rhythm. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3. So it's this jada da da doo da 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 doo da 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 jada da da doo da 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 doo da 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 dee da da doo da da jada da doo da 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 da. That's the most important feel, is that fiddle feel. That's where that chicken picking comes from, those short notes like. In order to get good at that, I got to spend some time on first 1 note. What is a triplet? A triplet is a rhythmic expression. We think of it as a melodic expression. 1 2 3. 3 notes. 1 2 3. Right? It's not. It's a rhythmic expression. It means ba 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 ba. 1 2 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, so I can do a triplet on one note, which is the best place to start. I can do it on two notes. Or backwards. Or on three notes. Backwards. So that's triplet, right? So it's a rhythmic expression. I can triplet each note. Or I can split it. Right? So it's just a rhythmic expression. It means 1, 2, 3. It doesn't delegate notes. It doesn't say one note has to be on each accent. So once we learn that, I want to go to triangulating. Check the video below. Triangulating. That means I want to start seeing if I can, once I can triplet on one note, once I can triplet on two notes, what can I do with three notes? So a big part of the country chicken picking thing and this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is kind of playing fast, right? We don't have to, but I mean, that's what you're here for. Chicken picking is right? Like Danny Gatton on a harmonica, or Terry McMillan, or Charlie McCoy, or any of those guys. You may have your favorites, Amy, but they're all important to each other, right? I have my favorites. I love Junior Wells, but I also know there wouldn't be a Junior Wells without a Little Walter. There would, if you're here because of me, there wouldn't be a me without a Junior Wells, without a Paul Butterfield, without an Alan Wilson, right? We all love each other, right? That's what we try to do. Anyway, that's what we try to do, right? We try to love each other. All right, so let's get back to the music. Triplet, 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 triplet. So I got to start slow. So I got the first three notes of the major pentatonic. So I want to try. So now I might need to slow down the tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might even need to hit one note per beat. Quarter notes. 2, 3, 4. Again. Back. Sound like Three Blind Mice. And then speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do 3 accents per beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's a good exercise. So I got the same tempo going. I'm using my right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little faster. So it might be good to work with a backing track until you can get your time a little better. My time isn't perfect. Nobody's time's perfect. That's why we work with either a backing track or a metronome. There are a variety of metronome YouTube videos that include entire drum sets. So you could type in country drums 100 beats per minute and you're gonna find something, right? You can type in metronome and find various clicks and sounds from snare drums to beeps or whatever it is that you want to do. The world is a pretty incredible place. Now I just want to kind of learn to triangulate that. So I want to start finding different permutations. So right there, I was just going up in sequence of the major pentatonic. 2 draw, 3 double bend, 3 draw. Now I just want to try to go backwards. Okay, so that's what I just did. So now let's try doing something like 3 draw, 2 draw, 3 double bend. Or 3 double bend. That one was hard for me. 3 double bend, 2 draw, 3 draw. Ah, there it is. Perfect. So that's too fast for me, right? So if it's too fast for me, it's probably too fast for you, but maybe not. Maybe not. But it doesn't matter. If you find one that's too fast for you, slow it down. 2, 3, 4. Ah, so see, this is good. You're seeing what I'm going through, right? What am I? Human, right? I need practice on this particular combination. Now, I can go all day in the other combination at any tempo almost because I'm used to that. But now I'm trying a different combination that I'm not used to, so I have to start slower. Ah. All right, so you're gonna find your favorites and you're gonna stick with them, and some of them are gonna be ones that you've heard more often. Usually those are ones that start on a relevant note of the chord and end on another, like the root, the third, or the fifth. All right, so the next thing you're gonna do after that is add a fourth note. So I just went up the scale. Now I'm just going back down. Let's go over to a backing track and see what that sounds like. All right. So right here we got, it's called Country Guitar Backing Track in G. I'm on a C Hohner Golden Melody. So the first thing I'm going to do for you guys is run the scale. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna try just kind of playing on one hole, just on the first hole. Check out my video on chugging. All right, so now I'm gonna add 2 holes. Sound like a chicken already. So I'm using the same rhythmic technique, I'm just using it on 2 different holes. Now I'll add a third. Now I'm just triangulating, just like I showed you, rhythmically, going up and down, and then changing the order of those 3 holes. Now, if I run out of breath and I need another hole, right, I can always blow out on two blow. So there you go. Look at that. So I'm triangulating 2 blow, 2 draw, and 3 double bend. Look at that lick. So what is that lick? So that's just one simple country lick, right? It's just going up the major pentatonic and down it. Except with a little bit of speed. Really, really, really cool. Okay. All right. So I can't show you every single lick I can do in one video to get this chicken picking thing. But what I can show you is how I came up with that stuff. I can do that in one video. It's I take 3 notes, I play them 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3. I triangulate them into different permutations. I work on them slow, and then I gradually speed them up. Some of them are easier than others. I also spend time on one single note. Shot, ta ta shot, ta ta shot, ta ta shot, ta 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 ta, just to get my rhythmic stuff going. Once I can do that, then I know what I'm going to do with 2 notes. Look at what happened before. I was playing. And then I gave myself 1 extra note, the next note in sequence of the major pentatonic. And then 1 more note in sequence. And then 1 more. So look, guys. It's not going to come as easy to you as that was right now because it didn't come easy to me. It didn't come easy to me. I had to spend years, but really it was just minutes. I'd have got there a lot faster if I had had somebody to say to me, well, just what can you do on 1 note? Okay, what can you do on 2? What can you do on 3? And then add a 4. And then maybe another one. Now that's a nice country lick. It starts on 5 blow and then just goes down the major pentatonic scale. So let's just use those 5 notes. Watch what happens. Start slow. So that's the major pentatonic scale. Okay, Amy Rister. This is the best I can do with Terry McMillan. You take that scale, right? That's the Charlie McCoy guy. That's based on fiddle playing that he got. All right, you take that and then you add in some blue notes. And for my money, you got Terry. Okay, for my money. Now I might be a little off base here, and I told you I was afraid I was gonna let you down, but I'm trying. I'm just trying, all right? That's the best I can do. Now I'm gonna start with the Mixolydian scale. Before I put in 4-draw bend, before I put in 3 half-step bend, I'm gonna start with just adding in 2 extra notes, 4 blow and 5 draw. So now I'm just going to give myself 2 extra notes, 4 blow and 5 draw. That'll give me the Mixolydian. So that's 2 double bend on the bottom, 1 blow on the bottom, 4 blow in the middle, 5 draw. We're not even going to worry about the top octave right now. All right, cool. So now I'll put in a little bit of blues. 4-draw bend, 3 draw. I could go on literally all day and not even scratch the surface of what's possible to play with all of the rhythmic variations of these 3 different scales: the major pentatonic, the Mixolydian mode, and the blues scale. If we mix them all together, we get what I call the mixed up Lydian. The best way to get good at this stuff is to spend time on each one of them individually. Maybe do 10 minutes a day on major pentatonic, then do 10 minutes on just Mixolydian. Watch my videos on the Mixolydian mode. Watch my videos on the mixed up Lydian mode. Maybe do 10 minutes on the mixed up Lydian. Maybe do 10 minutes on just the minor pentatonic or the blues scale. Because I can play a blues scale with the same chicken picking rhythm that I can a major pentatonic. It's the same rhythm as when we hear the country guys do it on the major pentatonic. Major pentatonic blues. Major blues. Major blues. Major. So you see what I'm doing? It's the same. It's the same rhythm. It's just different note choices. How do you put a little blues in your country? You just add those notes and you keep that same chicken picking rhythm. All right, y'all, I hope this helped. Every single Friday, right here on Jason Ricci's YouTube. Subscribe today. Thank you, Patreon patrons. Stay tuned for the credits. Everybody for tuning in to Free Fridays right here on YouTube. Subscribe today. Click the subscribe button for hundreds of free harmonica lessons. If you like what I'm putting down and you'd like to support the cause, go the extra mile, be sure to visit my Patreon page. Patreon patrons, thank you very much. You're making these lessons an absolute priority in my life, no matter how busy I get. A free lesson happens every Friday. For as low as $1 a month, that's 25 cents a lesson, you can become a Patreon patron. If you're doing a little better and you can donate more, that's great. Every time you become a Patreon patron, you're helping somebody else out there that doesn't have a credit card, that doesn't have $1 a month, to continue to get free harmonica instruction and much, much more. Remember, we got product reviews here on this channel. We do videos on addiction and bipolar disorder. We got blues stories. We got performance videos and everything right here on Jason Ricci's YouTube. Subscribe today. I'd like to thank Honer Harmonicas, and I'd like to thank Blue Moon Harmonicas, making custom parts for any harmonica that you might have at home. Blue Moon has got you. The Lone Wolf Blues Company, pedals, amplifiers, microphones, you name it, much more. Right here out of Louisiana, the Lone Wolf Blues Company is bringing you the best in customer service for almost any kind of amplified blues harmonica needs that you may have. Speaking of amplifiers, Harp Gear amplifiers, check them out. The very best, Harp Gear, right out of Ocala, Florida. I got a website, www.mooncat.org. Check me out on mooncat.org. I got tour dates happening all over the place. I'm going all over the country this year, playing tour dates with J.J. Appleton, with Damon Fowler, with J.P. Soares, with my own band, with Joe Crown, all kinds of people. www.mooncat.org. T-shirts, lesson information, all of that. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. We do this every single Friday, and then every now and then I throw you some more stuff right here at Jason Ricci's YouTube. A Mooncat, love and appreciate all y'all. Thank you.